checking out the new JJK. I already read it when it came out, and yeah, a few things stood out to me that instantly destroyed my immersion. Right? Honestly, I was not gonna read this thing. I was not gonna go through it, but I was like, I do like the art style. I do like this artist. He's been on Jump before quite a while, and all the stuff he worked on got canceled. And knowing that this JJK is only gonna run for three volumes, yeah, it's gonna be another short run for him. But anyway, honestly, what destroyed my immersion for this new title was how much a lot of it takes place in our current real world. It feels so politically motivated to some extent, you know. Um, it feels like it feels like propaganda in a way, especially here in the beginning, right in the first page, and then we're going to see the characters talking about their Japanese children being abducted. All of this just breaks my immersion, bro. It breaks my focus because this is supposed to be a fantasy story. Yes, I've always known JJK takes place in the real world, but from all the stuff I read prior, the the amount of or the chosen verbiage to make sure that you understand that we are on planet Earth with the same politics, with the same type of human beings running around. I did not experience that. It still felt very fantastical. But now, on page one, we're told about who is the superpower of planet Earth right now. It sounds and it feels like this story was written by a victim. You know how most black people, when they write their stories, they write from a victim point of view, a victimhood perspective, right? We are this, it's us versus them, but we are special in our own way. As the victim tries to find something redeeming about themselves, they try to find either a morality or a melanin pigment or an eye color. They try to find something that can be placed above their oppressors. That is what this manga feels like right now. And I'm like, good grief, so what? The Japanese now, I mean, we knew BlackRock took over, right? But this feels like it was not BlackRock who influenced this. This feels like Gege is an insecure loser and is upset that the world is the way it is. Tough, bro. Tough. But you ain't gonna be showcasing your sissy boy stance on reality and putting it up in the story so we can feel what exactly? So we can feel what? Sympathetic to the Japanese situation? Nah, F that. We don't want to feel sympathetic to any real world situation. This is entertainment, right? You can extrapolate from reality, but you should not bring full reality to the table. Otherwise, how is it escapism, right? I guess the BlackRock money is in that factor as to, hey, you better make sure that you remind them of the fullness of the current reality they stuck in. Very, very annoying and unfair. But oh well. So let's start reading it, right? Well, I'm sure you guys already read it anyway, but I want to read the important parts. So here, in fact, this entry or this dialogue here or this narrator here, fine, I'll read it. It says, an extraterrestrial life form identifying itself as a Cimmerian has appeared, accompanied by a mothership known as a non-acts carrying nearly 50,000 of its compatriots. They are seeking sanctuary as refugees. That part as well, that refugee BS. Oh, come on, people. Are you not tired? It's unending, man. Like, I even got over the fact that the borders are open everywhere, right? I got over it. I got over the fact that when I go to the barbershop, I'm no longer in South Africa, but I'm in Nigeria. I got over it, right? So now they got to remind me again about refugees, people coming in with alternative motives. No, absolutely not. This idea of aliens, I watched this video recently about how, I mean, Nietzsche also spoke about it, that God is dead and we killed him. Well, Nietzsche, we did not kill him. The God conscious died in the 15th century, but in the 18th century it was, or 19th century, it was very obvious that it was dead and everybody was pretending. So it only took another 100 years for people to realize that fully, or to actually start acting as if they are in a godless society. So now we need a new sort of figure or figures above us. Instead of angels, instead of spirits, now it's going to be aliens. I see the transition to the new world that we are heading to in our reality. Nobody truly believes in God anymore. You know, the God I believe in is not the one that we grew up knowing. You know, he's not even a he, it's an it. From my point of view now, right? From my personal evolution, this God is a dualistic God that I would say the Chinese managed to capture properly, called Taiji, right? Which is, well, dualistic in nature. But in general, now that this alien thing is being thrown at us, it's no longer demons. Remember how for the last couple of years, in fact, maybe the last 15 years or so, Japan has been throwing demons at us, you know, but now it's aliens. We see Boruto, aliens. Forget the nine-tailed demon fox. It's now aliens. So now here's Jujutsu Kaisen, aliens. I think this alien genre is just gonna grow even more. But the mere fact that it's always the alien coming to Earth and so on, it's generic as hell, because such alien ideas have been around for 100 years at this point. So anyway, the king aliens is Japan. What's this all about? I thought the strongest country on this planet was America. That broke me out of the immersion. That reminded me of the Netflix Devil May Cry. And I'm like, why, bro? Why, oh, why? We did not need that, okay? Even if it's true that America is still a superpower, it doesn't matter, okay? Because despite this fact, look at what is said next. That's correct. However, America maintains that all authority regarding diplomatic missions lies with Japan. Huh? Because the Japanese are most suited for diplomacy, huh? How interesting. You know, Japan didn't have a choice to become rather diplomatic when that bomb was dropped on them. So now it's like, hey, we are virtuous than America. We're virtuous than other countries because we're more diplomatic. I wonder why. It's because you lost. You know, you lost. And now you want to take that L as a W. Like, give me a break, bro. Like, I just cannot. I just cannot. The other alien says, I see. Did you find something out? It seems there are people in Japan who have powers similar to ours. All right, this is that cursed energy, right? And now the full lore of JJK, I'm not that familiar with it, but they somewhat explain it here. And I'm like, if it is that simple, and that is how you explain it, then that is truly lame. very lame and very shallow. But anyway, the art once again absolutely amazing, bro. I do like the character designs. Um, I find them cool looking, but the characters themselves, are they cool? Do they have a goal? Do they have a mission? Is there a hook? To be honest, I may like how they look, but I don't care about them at all. Because you will see, like the female character, her mission, her goal, well, is to earn back the ring that her grandfather gave her. But anyway, and on this planet, they're called Jujutsu sorcerers. So we'll get a flashback over here of when Yuko was a little girl hanging out with the grandpa, right? And this grandpa seems to be Yuta, and he dead. So the old generation of Yuji and the other squad, they are long gone, right? And a lot of people had a problem with that. As to, dude, why is this taking place like 60 years later? Why did it have to be this way? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But oh well. And besides, I do think the editors, they are part of this problem, but they would let Gege do whatever, because I think they're using him as an experiment in terms of, let's move away from exorcism, let's move away from sorcery, and let's go into cosmic alien tech or whatever, right? And this is an experiment. It would explain why this is 3 volumes, So that's a possibility. So we see the grandpa giving the ring over here. And she says, "Are you sure?" And he says, "Yeah, this ring will watch over you until you're a full-fledged sorcerer. So work hard." And she's happy about it. And here's the funeral in present day, when she was 10 years old, promising the dead grandpa that she will be strong indeed. But unfortunately, the mother, I think, is it the mother? Well, whoever, says, "No, actually the ring's supposed to go to your older brother. Okay, you have no right to carry it," and so on. So the ring goes to him, and she's pissed off about it. And her goal, we can see it here very clearly, her goal is to be, I'm going to get stronger and show them, and I'll make them say that I'm the one worthy of that ring. Now, can someone please tell me why I should care about that? Right? Why should I care about that? This girl has not struggled at all, as far as we know, so far. She has not struggled at all. I do not empathize with her goal at all. It's just a ring. All the people who did the heavy lifting are dead, So in a way, she's just a spoiled little girl. And, it can also be an extrapolation from our reality that most people today are just entitled, spoiled brats. They might work hard and go to the gym, but that doesn't mean automatically they're going to be likable. It doesn't mean that. And I think authors should understand this, that look, just because somebody ain't ugly, right, and goes to the gym and takes care of themselves, that doesn't mean you're going to care about them. You might like them because they look presentable, neat, and disciplined, but that does not mean you care, right? I find this rather immature. Like, this kind of writing is profoundly immature if you ask me, Oh, y'all are saying something in the comments. I'm tired about the refugees since the Netflix DMC show brought attention to it, right? I'm thinking people are going to move towards aliens again. Yeah, they are. While the characters are atrocious, design are solid. Yeah. Crazy thing is, Japan is all about those demons, and America, aliens. Most of the alien phenomenon in world. Yeah. All the aliens always landed in somebody's backyard in Texas. So weird. It's always been the US presidents that there was a 7-foot alien spotted in Las Vegas. You never want to hear that there was an alien walking around in somebody's backyard in China or Romania. Like, seriously. No, they doing another Boruto with space ninjas again to see if it works out. There's no sincerity in these characters. Yeah, none whatsoever. But again, it's immature. Like, good grief, bruh. Good grief, this is atrocious. So we jump to this warehouse where this creep is playing with this kid, playing a video game, and the creep says, well, isn't this pretty bad? You died in the game. And the kid says, oh, well, it's not like I'm dead in the real world. And then the creep says, if it's normal, I guess you won't complain if it happens to you for real. Then finally, we're in present day where Yuga and the big brother are older now. And we get this guy giving us the rundown, right? And this rundown here, that's when I was like, yeah, this is definitely some hot garbage, bro. It feels like Gege went to San Francisco for, I don't know, the last couple of months to receive story training from a rainbow-headed, bearded woman, right? With gold teeth, telling him how to write stories. But anyway, this guy says the recent cases of Japanese citizens being abducted to be used as energy resources is incredibly serious. Even here in Kyoto, there have been frequent occurrences of children getting abducted. Since the police can't track down the perps, we think sorcerers may be involved. Now, some might say I'm looking too deep into it. But this commentary or this bringing forth of our law enforcement's incompetence, the police can't figure things out. You know, people going missing, yada, yada, yada. It's too close to home. It makes me uncomfortable, right? It makes me uncomfortable because there ain't no sorcerers in the real world who's going to go find the abducted kids, who's going to solve the problems happening in our damn streets. But this part here, where he says the recent case of Japanese citizens being abducted to be used as energy resources, it's just insane to me. This also, reminds me of The Matrix. And that's part of the problem. Maybe you can say it's our problem, us who are old, who grew up watching The Matrix, who've seen these ideas, these alien ideas, these, using the human body as a battery or so on. Maybe you can blame me for living too long. But too bad. I have lived this long. I have seen those movies. I have seen those ideas. It's not my fault. It actually is the fault of Gege himself that, dude, did you just discover this? Did you watch The Matrix a week ago or something? What is going on here? The guy continues to say, I want the three of you to investigate the scene and report any lead to the higher ups, no matter how small it may seem. And Yuka's like, the three of us, and it is the alien who is joining forces. Now, I don't know which language this name comes from. Marulu Valvol Yelvori. It sounds German, but I could be very, very wrong. Let me quickly do a Google search. I think it's important actually that we find out where this name comes from. Hey guys, if you want to see the full video and its context, consider joining my Patreon. That's where the real caffeine is at. Cheers.